Hello, hello, hello. Let me get this camera angle. All right, guys, welcome for tuning in today. I'm excited, one, because I just made this video over on my like page, but there was no option to save it. So I gotta find out what's going on with that. But if you guys, would you like to check out my like page? It's just James Koorey, like page. But all right, guys, so today's tips are all about communicating. And we just got back from this conference, and there was a lot of talk about communicating and different ways of communicating. And actually, we had some side conversations with people about communicating. Bo Eason brought some amazing points about owning the area and your body language and just owning the space. And he was really good. But all right, guys. So some tips on communication. So I heard this weekend that really speaking words are like 5% of communication. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So the guy starts getting into it a little bit. He talks about how, more than just words, your tonality, your body language are even bigger parts of actually what you're saying in communicating. So thinking about that a little bit, I started thinking about how, Julia, she's only a 1. She's just turned 1 year old, and she doesn't talk, right? She can yell, she can cry, she can smile, but she communicates with us. We know when she has to use the bathroom, we know when she's hungry, we know when she's happy, we know when she's sad. How from her body, her facial expressions, her, all of her different things, because that's ultimately her way of communicating before she can actually talk. So that brought it back to me. I said, yeah, that's so true. So another part, big part of that is body language. So when you're talking to somebody and everybody wants to think that we're not in the sales, but everybody's in sales, right? If you want to, if you're trying to go and talk about going to a restaurant with your family or your spouse, and you're trying to persuade somebody on where you want to eat, that's sales. If you brought it up like, hey, let's go to a steakhouse, and you're just kind of like talking like this, and no real eye contact or anything. Or if you say, hey, do you remember the last time we went and got that steak and it came out steaming hot and it had the butter on it and the little, all the bread that came with it, and, really getting into it and, showing the facial expressions, that's going to give you a way better chance of communicating and really selling your idea. Now, you're not selling her anything, but like I said, everything we do, we're all in sales. So thought that was a pretty cool little tip. Also, just your tonality. I actually heard a little training that they would take 2 people and put them back to back so they can't see each other and can't see the body language, but they would practice tonality and how you would go higher and lower when you're trying to get to a point, or if you're trying to, what you're going for, and really practicing that part of things too. So there's so many different ways of communicating than just talking, just the words that come out of our mouth. Hand language, I am always talking with my hands, and I think it's annoying to some people, but I think that's part of me, and that's kind of how I express my words to be able to communicate with people. Another thing that we kind of got into, and Gary Vaynerchuk got into this a bit, and a few other people did as well, but talked about being 100% present when you are talking to somebody, when you're presenting, with whatever. So. And he actually gave an awesome example of that. If you've seen that video I posted that he sent, that video that he sent to JJ, I don't know if you guys didn't see that or not. I'll tell you a quick little story about it. I told JJ, hey buddy, make a video for Gary Vee. We had VIP tickets. We were gonna have lunch with him. I didn't know how it was gonna work, but I said, JJ, make a video, because we're supposed to have some questions to ask him for a Q&A. I said, make a video for Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'll see if I can get it to him. Now, to be 100% honest, I didn't know where it was gonna go. I didn't know if I'd even be able to get a chance or not. So I walk into the part where we're gonna eat, and everybody's in line, huge line, and he's up front with Jimmy and Dave Ward, and so I'm like, I'd be lined up there. Normally, for myself, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't, if it was like, give me an autograph or do something like that, a celebrity, I wouldn't do that. I don't know if it's pride or ego or what, but I wouldn't do that. But for my son, I'm like, I'm going. So I give him my phone. I said, hey, Gary, can I show you something? My son made something for you. So he's like, sure. So he comes over to me, grabs my phone, and we press play on the video. And JJ, you can see that video on my page. I posted it. But then he took a few minutes. Actually, he went through the text message and read, about their score and this and that. And then he pressed the video button on my phone, recorded a video. And for that 30 seconds or so, he was in it. He was, right here talking to the phone like he's talking to my son. Just no distractions. That's it. 100% zoned in. And that was just kind of an amazing little thing, because I know a lot of times everybody's so distracted, these days with technology and phones and something going off all the time, that a lot of times we're just not present with who we are with. And so if we can take anything from that, just when you're with people, when you're with your spouse, when you're with your kids, if you're going to be with them 100%. If you're not, just check out or say, hey, I'm busy right now. But if you're going to give that time to them, give them everything you got. All right, guys, those are my tips on communication tonight. I'm going to be, I should really, I don't know if I should put this on video, but I'm really pushing myself to make some content, create some value for you every single day. So I'm also putting this on our podcast. If you just go to your podcast, type in James Koorey or James and Andrea Koorey, because she's going to also be giving some value. You can subscribe there and get our podcast. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you around. Appreciate you hopping on. Bye.